Hi, I'm Andy Durazo, and today I have Captain Jason Hosea from the Long Beach City Fire Department. He will be talking to us about the fire technology program here at East Los Angeles College. Captain Hosea, please tell me about your department.
Okay, well, first I'm gonna just make a little change. I actually recently got promoted to battalion chief, so
Oh,
uh, not a
congratulations!
not a captain anymore. It's a great position, but I've moved up a step, so proud to share that. But yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it. Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about our fire technology program at East Los Angeles College. I've actually been with the college going on about I think 17 years now. So I've been with the college for some time. But our fire technology program is designed to help young men and women, people that are maybe looking to make a career change, to help them navigate, learn about navigate through the application process, learning about the culture of the fire service, what types of careers are available in the fire service. I think what a lot of people don't realize is that I think when we think about the firefighting or the career of a firefighter, we think of running into burning buildings. And one of the things that I like to make sure my students understand is that there are a lot of other careers in the fire service other than running into burning buildings, or like some people think rescuing cats out of trees. There's a lot of other a lot of career paths that don't necessarily involve the dangerous things that you would that you see on TV. And so that's really where our program is geared. We have some great instructors that are actually working professionals in the field. Myself, we also have Battalion Chief Beard, Mel Beard, who is a battalion chief for the Los Angeles City Fire Department. And we also have a connection and a partnership with the United States Forest Service, which does a lot of wildland firefighting, and I can get into that in a minute. But our program offers our our fire tech associate's degree, right? Which includes taking the completing the 6 core classes, and those 6 core classes include the introduction to the fire service. That's our introductory class. Fire prevention, which is Fire Tech 202. Fire Tech 203 is equipment and systems. Fire Tech 204 is building construction. Fire Tech 205 is fire behavior and combustion, and Fire Tech 216, which is firefighter safety and survival. And all those are foundational classes that will give you a great idea of what you are in for if you're going to enter into the fire service. And of course, you'll need to get, if you're going for your degree, you'll need to get 9 units of electives. And what we always recommend is that you go through our EMT program. We can talk a little bit about that later as well. Our EMT program, which in most firefighters in the state of California, certainly in the Los Angeles area, if you want to be a firefighter, you will most likely need to be certified as an EMT or an emergency medical technician. And so we have that course here at East LA College as well. So you finish those classes, you complete your general ed, that will get you your associate's degree in fire technology. Now, subsequent to that, the other program or the other certificate that we're promoting is our Fire Tech Certificate of Achievement. That is, if you take those 6 core classes that I mentioned earlier, that will get you your Certificate of Achievement. And I have to say that that's a great foundation, a great building block for your resume. I know as a recruiter, I know as an interviewer, or on oral interview boards for the fire department and other jobs, we look for those things, right? We look for those certifications like EMT, your fire technology certificate. And so those are important in terms of separating people, because a lot of people, it's a competitive field, right? If you're getting into the fire service, it is a competitive field to get in. And so any type of certification that you can add to your resume, if it's the fire tech certificate, the degree, EMT, CPR certification, any of those sorts of things are definitely going to help you compete in the process. And so in terms of our class offerings, and certainly because of COVID, Most of our courses are online. We do have our distance ed program. We are looking at coming back live with some of our course offerings. So if you're that person that really has to, wants to be in the classroom setting, that's certainly something that we're going to be exploring for in the near future. And so, but right now, primarily we are online, which works great for a lot of people that maybe have a job, have a family. They can't. Maybe they have restrictions in terms of making it to campus. So it really makes it accessible to a lot of people out there. So in addition to that, we work, and I mentioned our relationship with LAFD and our instructors and myself with Long Beach Fire, but that U.S. Forest Service relationship has really been blossoming because we are offering our wildland firefighter course. And so for someone, even really just coming out of high school, if you want to get into the fire service, you want to jump into the action right away, we have a wildland fire training program where you take a course. It's Wildland Firefighter 027. And what you'll do is you'll take the wildland firefighting course online, and then the lab portion of that is you're going to go out with our partners with U.S. Forest Service. You get to go out, go on the hikes out in the local hills here. We have tools, equipment that wildland firefighters use. And essentially it is a kind of a tryout really for the U.S. Forest Service for their crew 76 and 63. And so if you go out there, you do a great job, you show them that you're motivated and you're ready to move forward, it could potentially lead to you gaining a position on their crew, which is paid. And you would be, going out on those wildland fires that we all see, on the news, especially during the summer and early fall months. And it's a really great experience. It's a great resume builder if you're looking to maybe come back to work for a city department. We hire a lot of people that come from the wildland arena, and so I'm proud of where our department is. I think we offer something for everyone, and I mentioned those classes before. And so if you again don't want to go on wildland fires, if it's maybe you don't want to run into burning buildings, we're going to show you and teach you about those other careers, right? If it's maybe you want to be a fire prevention officer, right? You want to go out and do fire prevention inspections, code enforcement, right? Those are jobs or careers that are well paying, that fire departments hire. You don't necessarily need to be a sworn person with a badge. You can be a civilian and you can go out and have a career in that area. If you want to simply work in the emergency medical field, right? If you want to be an emergency medical technician, if you want to be a paramedic for an ambulance company, again, you don't have to go into burning buildings, but you still want to be in that medical field. We teach you and kind of guide you through what that process looks like. And then of course, within the fire service, there are all sorts of special skills that you can obtain. And so there's urban search and rescue, there's hazardous materials technician, we have aircraft firefighting, marine firefighting. So, the list goes on and on. So, and that's really what our program is really geared for. It's to bring people in. We want to give you all the information out there available to you so you can make an informed decision about what career you might want to go to within the fire service. And then we're going to give you that extra in terms of how to prepare for the oral interview, how to navigate through the application process, how to prepare for the physical agility test, right? So applying for a career in the fire department is a lot different than going down to your local, say, Costco or another organization and putting in an application. It is a long process. It's a detailed process. And so I think if what we're doing is we're going to provide you with that information that's going to help you prepare and be the best candidate you can be for those positions that are available out there. And we have people that are working in the field. So that's the other thing, is you're always going to get information that is the most up to date and timely in terms of what is happening in the fire service today. not things that happened 15 or 20 years ago.
You said it's very competitive. Does that mean that there are? What's the job market like? Are there jobs available, or is it just too many candidates, or what's causing the competition?
So I would say it's a combination of both. And so every year, you're always going to have firefighters that are retiring, right? People that have done their 25 or 30-year career and they're going to retire. So that makes up some of the positions that are going to be available in the fire service. Also, with population growth, you know, housing expanding, right? You see housing, urban, development, more apartments, more high rises, just building outside of the city and into the suburban areas. That anytime you have that, it's going to require more firefighters. Certainly, our wildfire seasons are becoming. There is it really isn't a wildland or wildfire season anymore. We don't even really say that anymore. It's year round now. We've had big fires in December. We've had them in the spring. We've had them, and obviously in the summer. And so the demand for wildland firefighters is constant, and there's no end in sight to that as well. With the climate conditions the way they are right now, and so the prospects are good. That being said, I think you have a lot of people that are going more towards technology types of jobs, right? That is quite popular. But at the end of the day, we'll always need those firefighters that are going to have to respond to those 911 calls, right? Those people that are having emergencies. And so, one of the things that, I know I mentioned technology, the fire service is more technologically advanced as it's ever been. We're using a lot more technology in terms of tools, equipment. And so we need those people as well. I was talking about different types of careers. We're using drones in the fire department now. Certainly a lot of different computer programs, things like that. So there's a place for everyone really in the fire service when you think about it. And again, it's our goal to get that information out to those people out there that might be looking for a career. If you want to get in a career it's not the same thing every day, right? You never know what's going to happen that day. I mean, you could get to work in the morning and, you can be up on the freeway on a car accident in the morning, and you could be delivering a baby after lunch. You never know where you're going to be. So that's the exciting part of the career, and you're helping people. And I think that's interesting. But to get back to what you said, it's all of those things. And again, it's our mission, right? Our mission and our fire technology department is to prepare you to compete for those positions. I mean, the compensation, right, is great. Local, firefighters, certainly in the Los Angeles region area, the starting pay is an average around $76,000 to $78,000 a year starting. And of course, once you promote, once you attain more skills, maybe as a paramedic or an engineer, you can make more money than that. And so the benefits, the medical benefits are great. The health benefits, the time off is great in terms of the scheduling. And so, it's that's why it's so competitive, because I think once people learn about the career, what it's about, the benefits and those sorts of things, it's highly sought after. And so, do we hire people that have no prior firefighter experience? Absolutely. We talk about that in a lot of our recruitment webinars and things that we do. We'll teach you how to be a firefighter. We just need you to have those foundational pieces, right? Are you a hard worker? Are you an honest, ethical person? Do you like helping people? Are you a team player? Right? Those sorts of things that any organization would want, right? If I'm hiring you, it doesn't matter if I'm hiring you at In-N-Out or at Costco or Google or wherever it is, I want those sorts of traits. And then if you come into our organization, that fire department is going to want to see those things. Again, they'll teach you how to be a firefighter. They'll train you, but the training starts here at ELAC, right? You start taking those classes. You start learning about the organization, building, and then start building your resume, and you start moving forward in the process. And so it's a tried and true method. I think you'll see a lot of firefighters that are out there have done the same thing, and most of them will tell you they started out taking courses at their local community college, started building relationships with friends and their instructors and people in the industry, and then it just snowballs from there.
I know that well, the police used to. I don't know if they still do. They used to do ride-alongs. Does the fire department do that?
Yeah, so some fire departments do, and I hate to keep preface, going back and referencing back to COVID. Right now, we're not doing any ride-alongs. However, we aren't doing any station visits right now either. But we will be getting back to that, and so the value of those station visits, and we encourage those, right? Because we want people to come in, visit the fire stations, their community buildings, right? They're the community's buildings. The community pays taxes for those, and so you're welcome to come in and see the equipment, meet the firefighters, and we encourage our students to go speak to the firefighters that are in the field now. What is their typical day like? Walk around the station, look at the fire engine, look at the fire truck, talk about the daily routine of what it is that you do. And so you really get a true feeling of what the day in the life of a firefighter is. And so we've had to pivot a little bit, right? Using some of the Zoom technology and doing kind of your virtual station visits, virtual tours, and those are certainly available at some of your fire departments. But I think as things, as some of the restrictions start to lift, I think you'll see fire departments start to welcome station visits back in. In terms of actual ride-alongs, that's kind of a department by department rule. I know if you're an EMT or maybe a fire academy, you certainly currently in a fire academy or something along those lines. There are ride along, you can do a ride along, and it's just simply, you have to sign a waiver, right? Because you're going to be going out and riding out there, and there's some dangerous stuff going on out there, so you have to sign a waiver. But yeah, I think we'll see more and that become available as the COVID restrictions lift. So I would recommend go to your local fire station wherever you are, and ask them what are their policies on ride-alongs. But certainly station visits are great as well.
Wow, I knew nothing about the station visits. I didn't know you could do that. That's
Absolutely.
interesting. How about internships or mentorships or mentoring programs?
Okay, so yeah, there are some programs out there that encourage, those mentorship programs, and the ones that come to mind, I'm thinking right now, are like your Explorer programs. I know LA County Fire, LA City Fire, which is the two biggest fire departments in California, and actually in the nation, two of the biggest. They have robust Explorer programs. I believe the age for those programs, I believe it starts at, I think you have to be a minimum of 14 years old, but you can go all the way up to the age of 22, if I'm not mistaken. And so those types of programs are popular. I think that you're going to see more of those come online with other departments as you start to see pathway programs coming on board. And so those are the two main programs out there. There's some other smaller departments out there that have those types of programs. They're just not as big as LA County and LA City. So I would recommend people to go out and go to your local fire station, do some research online for that fire department maybe that you're local to, and see what kind of programs they have. So yeah, there's some opportunity out there to explore, a little bit, and do some career exploration and mentor. And again, you mentioned the word mentorship. That is really a big thing in the fire department and in the fire service culture. When people come into the fire service, it's an expectation that you as a firefighter, you're going to take that young person under your wing, show them about what the fire department's about, what the culture is about, what you need to do to be successful in the fire department. And I think the expectation is for you that you'll do the same thing, or you'll pay it forward. I know I had great mentors coming into the fire service, and I like to think that I have some success stories in terms of some mentees that I have. And as a matter of fact, today there's an ambulance operator here that is an ELAC student of mine that is now just recently got hired with the Los Angeles City Fire Department. So he's actually on his last few days here working for or as an ambulance operator, as an EMT, and he's actually going to be starting at the Fire Academy in LA City here in early June. So you talk about those types of success stories. That's what makes our department, that's what makes me proud of what we do. I think that's what our department is about, in terms of our fire technology department. And I have other similar stories like that where I've been out on wildland fires and, been tapped on the shoulder out there, and I turn around, there's 3 of my students that were working as, that type 2 hand crew for the Forest Service. And so for me as an instructor, that's what it's all about. I know for Chief Beard, I mean, there's nothing greater than seeing our students move forward and are out there working in the field. It's really a great feeling.
Well, this leads perfectly into what is my last question. What makes the Fire Technology Division at East Los Angeles College special or better than any other place?
That's a great question, and I'll go back to a couple of things I mentioned before. One of the things that makes you successful in the fire service is relationships, right? Building relationships. And so what I always tell our students is, of course, while you're here in our program, you're going to learn from our staff, myself, Chief Beard, Dr. Pittman, who's in our EMT, runs our EMT program. We're going to give you those essentials, those things that you need to get your certificate and obtain your degree and those things. But what makes us special, and I always tell people when they are done with the class, as I tell them, hey, you're part of the ELAC Fire Technology program now. When you go out there, it doesn't end here. And you need to know that you have support here at our program. If you are going to apply for, maybe you want to go apply for a job at a certain fire department or an ambulance company, you need help with references, come back to us, come back to me, come back to Chief Beard, Dr. Pittman. We know we have relationships we've built in the fire service for over 20 years. And that's that, in my opinion, that's what sets us apart. We don't just teach at the class, you get the grade, and then you go on your way. We want to continue helping you advance in your career if that's what you need. So you always have a contact with us. And it happens all the time. I have students come back and either email me, call me, hey, Chief Josea, I have an interview with this department, or Chief Josea, can you help me out with a letter of reference? Or do you know someone at this department that maybe I can talk to? So those, to me, those are the things that I think separate us from a lot of other programs. And but I will tell you that with that, there's some responsibility, because I want our students to come back and share their success stories with the students that are in those seats now. And that, to me, if I'm a student in the classroom and I can see someone that has sat in these exact same seats and is in the position where I want to be, it really makes that goal obtainable. I think that's super important.
Well, thank you, Chief Hosea, not Captain, but Chief Hosea, for your time. I appreciate that. I'm sure our students will be interested in finding most of this out, because a lot of it was new to me. So thanks again, and that's it for now.
All right. Appreciate you. Stay safe out there, everyone. Take care.